probably saw this in the last picture. It's like a kind of a mock-up arm. And now that we got these all done, start working on our arms. So I'll show you what I got going on here. Alright, so we got some of the old Heim joints. Bent up some of these. I normally use box tubing, but the stuff I had kind of determined the width. So I had all this bushings and stuff just lying around, so we got enough to do both sides. Alright, now that we got those in there, I'm going to take some 1/2" 20 lug nuts, turn them down in my lathe a little bit so they'll fit inside the 1" pipe pretty snug. I'll either press them or hammer them in, whatever it takes, once we get our lengths of pipe cut. Thread them onto here. Alright, so I got that in my fixture there, and I measured it, and that ended up being 16 3/8 for that piece. And I did, when I made my mock-up piece, I measured everything out, and I knew I had to add a couple inches here, so I ended up with 23 inches. Hopefully that fits in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and bend it up. I know my first bend's going to be at 4 inches, and this bend's going to be at 6.5 from the end. Let's see if it works. Man, I wish I had that much travel. That would be awesome. Not with these CVs. Okay, that looks good. Everything's obviously out of adjustment. It needs to be adjusted, but we'll get it all adjusted in there. It's pretty darn close though. Last thing we gotta do is make sure this fits. Well, that looks like it's going to work out great. So, and voila, both sides are done. How does that happen? Next, we got to worry about our shock mounts. How we're going to run those. Kind of got an idea, and we got to get a disc brake in here and mount that. But we're in the home stretch now, so shouldn't be long. We'll have this thing back on its wheels. All right, we got shocks on it. It's squatting pretty hard. Those springs are too soft for all the extra added weight with the motor on them now. It took me a while to figure out where I was going to route them. Kind of wanted to do them right where I got them, and they turned out to work out great. But you can see the springs are just too soft and they're all bound up. So the springs aren't making so much noise. It's smooth. Feels good. started tearing this thing down. I'm gonna get some of the welding done. Still need to figure out the disc brake, and my springs are on the way. I ordered them last night. I don't know if they'll be here today or tomorrow. But we're just gonna continue on, get a few more things done, put some more bracing in. I'm almost out of steel, so we gotta figure that out. Alright, now we got everything welded up pretty much where we want it. I'm going to go ahead and throw some paint on it. Definitely got to cut these off, re-angle them so they're pushing down on the shock mount here. I got to reinforce, I got to pull the arms all apart and finish welding them. Reinforce the shock mount on that. So a few things, and we'll get back to it. My battery died right in the middle of that, and I didn't realize it, so I got a lot done before I realized my battery. This is all painted up. If you look through the fan there, the arm's hanging, and I added an extra pin, so it's got 2 pins now. And we'll have 2 set screws, so that should all be golden. It's just what we need. Put this other one in here. So we'll have 2. Well, I drilled some holes in these and dimpled there. Now I'm just going to tap these out. Throw some set screws in them. Quick tip, if you run out of keyways, these old Craftsman screwdrivers come in handy. Alright, well, I think that's enough for today. We got center section all bolted in and everything, and I started to, I think I'm going to put my brake caliper right here. I want to thank Dorito and the Lucha Cabre for the brakes. Awesome, you guys. Alright, probably need some final adjustments, but I just want to show you how this thing cycles. It'll just stay straight. That's just because all my numbers are even. All my lengths are even, they're the same. I could put the top on the bottom on the top, doesn't matter. And that's what keeps our geometry all nice and square there throughout that cycle. That's a long cycle to keep all that geometry right, so seems to work out good. Oh, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to clean. This place was a disaster. Alright. So I'm just out here burning the midnight oil. It's nice out down here. So that's my new spring. I already got it painted. We came in today kind of late, so that's why I'm looking at it so late, but I got it painted, it's dry. And that is a piece of the old spring that I cut off. This does a little bit of a helper. And I'm going to get a piece of ABS and stick it on there to kind of make a sleeve. So we'll do that. Alright, well I got the shocks on. Everything's working out pretty good. Put the wheels on and put her on the ground and see what she feels like. I'm gonna call that good. It's perfect. No squat. It's a coil noise. It's that helper coil making all that noise. I'll put that on the bottom. Right there. Feels great though. Just perfect. Alright, well we got her back together last night and the springs were making some noise. I came out this morning and I kind of adjusted them a little. That's all gone. Feels like it's going to be pretty smooth. So I got to finish the wiring, throttle cable, choke, brake line, a few more things, and maybe I'll be able to take it out down the street for a test drive. I do have to figure out some sort of a fuel tank for now. Might see if mine fits up in the front, try and find another place for it, but for now it might sit on the passenger seat, but we can take it for a test drive. But I'm screwing around with this tank, see if I can get it to fit up here in the middle, and it actually looks like it's going to fit really nice. It actually locks in the front, and put a couple bolts back there, and then I'll just have my fill coming straight through the hood there. I think it'll work out pretty good. It's out of the way at my feet. It's like going to be right behind the center console there. It's going to work out great. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. All I got left is the wiring and the fuel system, it looks like. I really need to bleed the back brakes, but not to test drive it. So I'm going to run it open header. A few things I got. Problem with where that exhaust is now. I'm probably going to either have to move this, I kind of like where it is, or just put some 90s on it or something and run it straight and around. Away from the exhaust. Get my fuel tank. Fit up in there nicely, it's gonna work great. Fit it right there. It's kind of ugly, but who cares? We're not going out to win a beauty pageant, we're going out to have fun in the desert. So, alright, that took a long time to get all the wiring all done, and I'm doing it so it's done. So, got our fuel tank up there, fuel system's all done. I already started it, so it fired up. It was really loud without the exhaust. So I think I'm going to have to get the exhaust somewhat clamped on here. It's kind of touching that oil line, but I'm going to change that oil cooler later. I think I'm going to leave the exhaust where it is and move the oil cooler. So we'll do that, but I think we're good enough for a test drive. So I'm gonna see if I can get this thing out of here. I guess this means all my fun is over and I got to get back to work. Alright, well, we got her all put away for now, but this isn't the last video. I still have to get some more steel. I ran out to reinforce this area down below. I'm kind of holding it in is what it's got there. So I do have another oil cooler. I'm going to relocate that because it's kind of hitting the exhaust. I also have a little alternator I want to put on this side, so I'm going to make a pulley on that and a few more things I want to get done to it. So there'll be one more video on this, but it's gonna have to take a few weeks because I got to get back to work and make some money. Hopefully she handles better out in the desert now. It feels great just going through the dips down the street and stuff. It feels a lot better. So hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know. Leave a comment. Alright, I just got back from a ride and it feels good. So the only true test will be getting it out in the whoop-de-doos and seeing how it handles. So it's pretty hot to go to the desert, but we'll see what we can do. Might go up to the mountains and at least hit some stuff up there and test it out. So stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next time with comments.